Okay guys, welcome back. Today got so today got the movie review. So let me just move back a bit. So today got the movie review. In this one, it is Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. So let's begin. To be honest, before seeing this movie, I did not. I mean, the first one is great. I really like the first one, but I did not have high expectations for this movie. Before seeing this movie, I was like, okay, this movie is going to be awesome, just like the first one. So yeah, it's going to be enjoyable. And after seeing it, it is awesome. It is way more better than the first one. I tell you straight away, more better than the first one. And I read it somewhere that in IMDb, I believe, which is the movie rating stuff, and it get more higher rating than the all of the Marvel movie, and also it even beat the Dark Knight Rises. I believe Dark Knight Rises, if I'm not mistaken, so the one with the Joker in it. So yeah, this movie is definitely pretty awesome. I did not hear any complaint about this movie. Awesome and really well written. And I saw just a meme on Facebook that this movie is about a multiverse story. So people, you know how people reaction about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. To be honest, I don't really agree with the people's opinion on the Multiverse of Madness. I still think it is awesome, but not the best. Not the best. I mean, Sam Raimi really try his best to like explain the multiverse kind of thing. So yeah, Sam Raimi really try his best, and many people didn't really like his way, I guess. I mean, it's a great way. I like Multiverse of Madness. I do really like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So I saw a meme on Facebook saying that is how you make a multiverse movie. So yeah, comparing this Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse with the Multiverse of Madness, I mean, it's a good comparison, to be honest. So yeah, but going non-spoiler here first. In my cinemas, I'm not sure about the other cinemas, of course, but in my cinemas, people did not expect that there is going to be a part 2. So I mean, I know it already that there is going to be a part 2, so I kind of expect that this movie is going to be a cliffhanger. So yeah, I mean, people did not expect it because they promote it as the Across the Spiderverse. They did not. I think at some point last year or like last 2 years, they kind of say that I believe in San Diego Comic Con, if I'm not mistaken, they already said that they are making this movie 2 part, which is part 1 and part 2. So but they promote this movie as the Across the Spiderverse, not didn't put part 1 in the title. So that's because, spoiler alert, for the next part, which is the second part, it's going to be called not Across the Spiderverse, it's going to be called Spider-Man Beyond the Spiderverse. So yeah, looks like they already changed the title. I mean, it's like Infinity War, you know. They announced Infinity War Part 1, 2, and it turned out it just Infinity War and then Endgame, so it's kind of the same as that. And I guess the really gripe that I have is for this movie is that we have to wait 1 year from now on, just like Infinity War and Endgame. We has 1 year gap. We need to wait for 1 year for the Beyond the Spider-Verse to be released. Hopefully I'm not sure if they finish it already. I'm pretty sure most of their scene and film, most of their film already finished. So hopefully they could release it as soon as possible. But I mean, seeing the rate for this movie is pretty high, I'm pretty sure Sony want to release the second part as soon as possible, right? Hopefully they release the second part as soon as possible, because I feel like many people really want to see the second part of this movie. So yeah. So yeah, that's the bad thing, I guess, about this movie, that we have to wait again, just like Infinity War and Endgame, which is part 1 and part 2. So yeah, and let's go to the spoiler. The movie, the villain, many people thought that Spider-Man 2099 is going to be the villain inside this movie, but we know some in the promotion stuff, the Spot is going to be the main villain in this movie. And the way they promote this movie is like Spider-Man 2099 is going to be the bad guy in this movie, which in the comic book he's not really a bad guy, I would say, but it's kind of more like has his own perspective, you know, and trying to protect the multiverse in his part. no, he's not part of the Illuminati. Sorry, my bad. He's not part of the Illuminati. He's kind of like a part of the multiverse special unit type of thing in the comics. So I don't really know him well, but he's definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man version out of all the Spider-Man in the comic. And just getting out of the way first, seeing him in the even in the big screen, seeing him in the big screen makes me really happy. I'm hoping we get a live action of him, but we shall see, since it's a multiverse kind of thing is happening right now. So I'm hoping to see a live version of Spider-Man 2099. It will be pretty cool to see him live action. Since it is possible, hopefully Sony will make it. I'm pretty looking forward to see a live action of the Spider-Man 2099. So yeah. The way Sony promote is making the Spider-Man 2099 is a bad guy, but nope, it is the Spot, and the way they make Spot is really nice. The way in the comic book, he is definitely like a weekly villain. He is basically, let me just give an example of the some low level villain. Let me see. Probably I was like a low my bad, like a low level villain in the comic book. I would give let's just say Chameleon. So let's just say Chameleon. He's a low level. He's the Spot is basically the same level as the Chameleon in the comic book, but the way they make the Spot, the way they make Spot in this movie, the way they interpret Spot in this movie, making him into the multiverse villain, is really well written. I like it. I feel like many people really like that a lot, just because he's basically a weekly, like a bad villain in the comic book, but the way they make him into a multiverse canon murder type of thing in the this movie is definitely pretty well written. I like it. So definitely definitely give the low level villain a spot. Actually, you know, the spot give the low level villain a spot, like a, you know, like a shiny spot. So definitely pretty nice. I like it. And let's talk about cameo. Of course, many people are expecting the live action Spider-Man will be appear in this movie, which is Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and also Tom Holland. They both appear, which is Tobey Maguire, yeah, Tobey and Andrew Garfield. They both appeared. Tom Holland did not. I just recently saw this movie. I just finished walk out of the cinema watching this movie for a second time, and I don't see any Tom Holland in this movie. I don't see him, but we saw the universe of him. So I will tell you about that later on. But the Tobey and Andrew did appear in this movie in some way. They just reused the scene from the Spider-Man 1 and also the Amazing Spider-Man 1 scene. So they just reused that. So they kind of appear in the movie in some way. And Tom Holland did not appear. Sorry, my bad, my iPhone storage is full. Tom Holland did not appear, but one of their character from Spider-Man Homecoming, if you remember, Daniel Glover, I believe is his name, he played Uncle Aaron in the Tom Holland universe, which means he is the Prowler in this in the Tom Holland universe. And we did not see any hint of him being the Prowler yet in the Tom Holland universe. But I feel like this movie confirmed it. We saw him in this movie with the Prowler suit. So since Spider-Man 4 is starting to film, I don't think it's start film yet. I think it's already finished written and stuff. So Spider-Man 4 is on the way. So I feel like this is the way that they're Sony trying to say that it is confirmed that the Prowler is in the Tom Holland universe. So yeah. And Miles Morales is definitely in the universe, in the Tom Holland universe. So I feel like that is the way they're trying to tell us that live action Miles Morales is going to happen. So I'm not sure if that Prowler is the same universe as Tom Holland, or Sony just decided to put him just for the fun, but hopefully it is true. So yeah, Miles Morales live action is going to be coming, I feel like. So yeah, seeing the live action Prowler, so yeah, there's that. Another cool cameo is, I guess, the one that kind of like goes out of the background for a bit, which is Lego Spider-Man, which is pretty interesting. I did not expect to see Lego Spider-Man in this movie, but I guess seeing that they are trying their best to make a lot of the Spider-Man appear in this movie, I guess Lego Spider-Man is one of it. So I guess there's that. We saw who else? We saw the original version of the Spider-Man from the comic book, which is back in the 90s. Back in the first appearance of the Spider-Man. The famous comic book cover of the Spider-Man. We saw that in this movie. We saw who else? We saw the Ultimate Spider-Man. Not Ultimate Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Disney SD version of Spider-Man. He kind of like goes out of the background for a bit. We saw him. I feel like I prefer to see Ultimate Spider-Man rather than the Spectacular Spider-Man. Just because I grew up watching Ultimate Spider-Man rather than Spectacular Spider-Man. To be honest, I did not watch any of the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoons, so I feel like I prefer the Ultimate Spider-Man rather than the Spectacular Spider-Man. But okay, I guess. What else? Yeah, there's the one thing that kind of like the cameo that kind of like the Spider-Man that goes out of the cameo for a bit. We do see the old team, which is the Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, Spider-Pork, Spider-Ham. I couldn't remember Spider-Ham or Spider-Pork. I couldn't remember, but the Pig Spider-Man, and yeah, we saw three, and then the we saw the Peter Parker, of course, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. We saw the whole team, but it's at the end, so looks like Gwen is trying to create a team here, saving the Miles Morales because he has been sent into the wrong universe, which is the Earth 42, and the Earth 42 did not have any Spider-Man in it. My poster is full again, so I definitely need to clear my effort a bit. So yeah, Earth 42. So Miles Morales is not from Earth 42. He is from Earth 1612, I believe, if I'm mistaken. So yeah, he got sent back into the wrong universe, and he saw the himself, but in a villain way. So in the Earth 42, Miles Morales is the Prowler, not Uncle Aaron. So which is pretty nice way to tell the different story of the Miles Morales, I guess. So definitely pretty cool to see that. But I guess other than that, Jessica Drew, she's awesome. I guess she's cool. Spider-Gwen is also nice. The cool thing was about this movie is they kind of get into more of the Spider-Gwen story a bit, which is definitely nice because in the first movie, of course, we saw the spotlight goes to the Miles. So yeah, to see the Gwen Stacy get her spotlight too in this movie is definitely pretty nice. Because Spider-Gwen is kind of also my favorite. I would say she's also in my top 5 of the Spider-Man version actually in the comic book. So I also like Spider-Gwen a lot. So yeah, but I feel like if I want to tell you the storyline and stuff, I feel like you should definitely watch it by your own. I just want to talk about the cameo, which is the cameo, and then the important stuff, of course. So, and also one thing, the last thing I want to say is we saw the when Miguel O'Hara, which is the Spider-Man 2019, of course, when Miguel O'Hara is explaining the Miles Morales about the this multiverse thing, we saw the branch, actually the timeline branch, the same one that they use for the Loki. So they are just like they are literally trying to connect the live action stuff here, which is MCU, which is called, for now it is called Earth 19999. I'm not sure how many nines, but they're trying to connect that universe into this universe here. So yeah, they're trying their best to connect this way. this both of the different world into one. So yeah, and I feel like this is going to lead into the Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty. And another last thing is, if this, I feel like many people will be expecting us to see this type of level of the this type of level of awesomeness for the Kang Dynasty and Secret War. So I feel like many fans, we really want to see a good film of the Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty. If Marvel and Sony could pull off this across the Spiderverse movie, the same as the Secret Wars and the Kang Dynasty, I feel like many people will be happy. Many people will be definitely pretty excited to see those two movies. So I guess, yeah, since San Diego Comic Con is coming, I'm pretty sure Marvel will make up their own banner and announcing some stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of changes right now that have been changing because people didn't really like the lot of TV shows and stuff. So Kevin Feige like push some stuff, some project, some TV shows, some movies. So yeah, I feel like we just have to wait and see. I feel like San Diego Comic Con is going to be happening next month in July, if I'm not mistaken. So by the time I call it, it's still June. So I'm pretty sure I will upload this in around June time frame. But yeah, we just have to wait and see for the announcement. Hopefully they did not like push Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. I feel like they will. That most probably likely will be happening. But oh well. So overall, a great movie. I do recommend it. So I guess that's it. We just have to wait 1 year from now, I guess. Or if Sony want to make an announcement on San Diego Comic Con that they're going to be released the Beyond the Spider-Verse at the end of the year, who knows? Shall see. But I guess that's it. Okay, guys, YouTube video, subscribe, mention, comment, and share the video to see more movie review. Therefore, much I have the beast. Today I record this on Monday, 6 June. 5 June, 5th June. The movie is going to be released on the 8th June. So I'm definitely watching Rise of the Beast. To be honest, I did not have high expectation for the Rise of the Beast. Seeing this Spider-Man movie is definitely awesome. It's way more beyond my expectation. So so it's kind of like bringing down the level of excitement for the Rise of the Beast. So yeah, I did not have high expectation for this movie, but we shall see. We shall see if it's good or not. So I will see you for the next one, which is Transformers Rise of the Beast.